Shishtastakam Cheto Darpanam Marjanam Bhavamahadavagni Nirvapanam Shreyaskairavachandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadhu Jivanam Anandam Buddhivardhanam Pratipadam Purnamrita Swadanam Sarvatmasnapanam Paramavidyate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Glory to the Shri Krishna Sankirtana, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life, of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtana movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all the transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. Okay, Nandini Mataji, you want to read?
Yes, Dandavat Pranam. Nam Kari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatra Pita Niyamitaha Smaranena Kalaha Etadrishi Tava Krupa Bhagwan Mamapi Durdevami Drishmiha Janana Raguha. O my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benefit to living beings. And thus you have hundreds and millions of names, Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are no even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them.
Sudhir Prabhuji, want to read?
Prabhuji, I will read afterwards.
Sure.
It's reaching.
Kashish Mataji.
Tarorapi Sahishnuna Amanina Manadina Kirtaniya Sadahari. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. Hare Krishna.
You can read two verses. There are not many people.
I can read, Prabhuji.
Yes, please. Krishna Prabhu, your network is not okay. Maybe you can read a little later. Vijaya Mataji.
न धनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितां वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनीश्वरे भगवताद भक्तिरहेतुकी त्वयि. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth.
Ainandatanuja kinkaram patitam vamshame bhavambuddho kripaya tava pada pankaja stitadhuli sadrisham vichintaya. O son of Maharaj Nanda, Krishna, I am your eternal servitor. Yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet.
Prabhuji, were you able to hear me? No.
And now it's okay.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Prabhuji. Shrunam vadanam gadgada hridaya gira pulakay nichitam vapu kada tavanama grahame bhavishyati. O my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love, flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up? And when will the hair of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name? Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Sorry.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yugaitam nimesena chakshusa prabhrisaitam sunyaitam jagat sarva govinda virahedame. O Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. Hare Krishna.
Prabir Prabhu.
Slishabhadarataং pinashtumam adarshana marmahataং karatuba yatha tathava vidadhatu lampata matprananathastu bonapara. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so even if he handles me roughly by his embrace or make me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord unconditional. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Shri Chaitanya Shishtastakam Ki Jai.
Jai.
Okay, let's read text 7 of Lecture of Instruction. Prabir Prabhu, you can read this.
Sure. Shayat Krishna Nama Charitadi Sitapi Avidya Pitto Upatapta Rasanaisha Narochi Kanu Kinto Abarad Anudinam Khalu Shaiva Justa Saddhi Kramad Bhavati Tad Gadamula Hantri. Translation by His Divine Grace, S.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The holy name, character, pastimes, and activities of Krishna are all transcendentally sweet like sugar candy. Although the tongue of one afflicted by the jaundice of avidya, ignorance, cannot taste anything sweet, it is wonderful that simply by carefully chanting these sweet names every day, a natural relief awakens within his tongue, and his disease is gradually destroyed at the root. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you. Very powerful verse. Yes, Vipul Prabhu, you want to read text 8?
Sure, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna devotees, downward pranam. Text 8. Tan namo rupa charitadi shukran tanau shukirtan anau smrito krameno rashena manushi niyo jaya tisthan braje tad anuragi jananu gami kalam nayet okhilam iti upadesha sharam. The essence of all advice is that one should utilize one's full time, 24 hours a day, in nicely chanting and remembering the Lord's divine name, transcendental form, qualities, and eternal pastimes, thereby gradually engaging one's tongue and mind. In this way, one should reside in Braja, Golok Vrindavan Dham, and serve Krishna under the guidance of devotees. One should follow in the footsteps of the Lord's beloved devotees, who are deeply attached to his devotional service. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you. Each and every word is so powerful. To utilize one's time in chanting and remembering the Lord. In this way, one should reside in Braja, Vrindavan Dham, hearing Krishna's name, form, qualities, under the guidance of senior Vaishnavas. Each and every word we can meditate upon, following the footsteps, as that's what Prahlad Maharaj says in his teachings. Okay, Bhagavad Gita, Kinchadadhita, Gangajalla Kanika Pita Sakradev Rari Samurcha, Na Kriyata Yamina Charcha, reading Bhagavad Gita verse and will not converse with Yamraj. So let's read these verses. Which verse we read yesterday? Let's read this 41. Who wants to read or is not read? Anyone? Swati Mataji, you want to read?
Yes. 2.41 व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिरेकेहा कुरु नन्दन बहुशाखायनन्तश्च बुद्धयो व्यवसायिनाम्. Those who are on this path are resolute in purpose and their aim is one. O beloved child of the Gurus, the intelligence of those who are irresolute is many branched.
Thank you. Arundhati Mataji, want to read?
Okay. 2.59 Vishaya Vinirvartane Nirahashaya Dinaha Rasha Varajam Rashopashaya Param Darsha Nirvate. Though who embodied soul may be restricted from sense enjoyment, the taste for sense object remains, but ceasing such engagement by experiencing a higher taste, he is fixed in consciousness. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Anyone else?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can I read?
Yes, please. Yes,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna everyone, Dandavata Pranam. 162. ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसा सङ्गस्तेषुपजायते सङ्गात् सञ्जायते कामः कामात् क्रोधो विजायते. While contemplating the objects of the senses, the person develops attachment for them, and from such attachment lust develops, and from lust anger arises. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
I think now I'm remembering that we covered this with that layout. Krodhat bhavati sammoha, sammohat smriti vibrama, smriti vramsad buddhinasho, buddhinashat pranashyati. So the 8 steps of fall down, we discussed that. Let's read 1 or 2 more. Yes, Kirti Mataji, you want to read? Okay, anyone else who's not read, been left out?
I can read. Prabhuji.
Yes.
Adhyay 13, slok 13, Adhyay 5. यज्ञशिष्टाशिना सन्तो मुच्यन्ते सर्वपि विषये भुजन्ते ते सदं पापा एकचिन्त्यात्मकारणात्. The devotee of the Lord are released from all kind of sins because they eat food which is offered first for sacrifice. Others who prepare food for personal sense enjoyment verily eat only sin. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Can I read Prabhuji?
Yes, please.
प्रकृते क्रियमाणानि गुणे कर्माणि सर्वशः अहङ्कारमूढात्मकर्ताहम् इति मन्यते. The spirit soul is bewildered by the influence of false ego, thinks himself to be the doer of all activities that are actually carried out by the 3 modes of the material nature.
Thank you. Okay, one last verse for today. From Bhagavad Gita, I mean.
Prabhuji, can I read?
Yes, I'm good. Great.
Evam parampara praptam imam rajasya yo viduhu sakalena mahata yogo nasta param tapa. This supreme science was thus revealed through the chain of disparate succession, but and the saintly kings understood it in that way. But in course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it is appears to be lost. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Very nice. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. I offer my humble obeisance unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudiraye. Before reciting Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisance unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama-shloke bhaktir bhavati nashtaki. By regular attendance in the classes on Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and by rendering service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaye Tadbhaktaye Namo Namaha. Namami Damodara Pada Pankajam Karomi Damodara Pujanam Sada Vadami Damodara Nama Nirmalam Smarami Damodara Leela Sundaram. Gajendro Bhagavat Sparsha Vimukto Ajnana Bandhanat Prapto Bhagavat Rupam Pitavasa Chaturbhujaha. Hare Krishna, dear Vaishnavas, thank you so much again for joining this reading of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 4. Gajendra returns to the spiritual world. So we are almost towards the end of the chapter, and not just the end of the chapter, but the end of this section of Gajendra, which stretches from end of chapter 1, where Shukdev Goswami briefly mentions about Lord Hari coming as in the fourth Manvantara, and then that basically gives way to the next three chapters. Chapter 2, which was the episode of Gajendra going to the mountains and getting caught up by the crocodile. Chapter 3 is almost fully the prayers, and chapter 4 is the past lives of both Gajendra and the crocodile. So let's study the last few verses. We read till text number 14 yesterday, and in the last section of each pastime is often mentioned the Falashruti. So Falashruti means what's the benefit. Phala means the result. Shruti of hearing. Hearing, one who hears this pastime. So we discussed 4 things yesterday. Goes back to Godhead, diminishes Kali Kalmasha Apaham. Anyone tell any shlok with Apaham? Anyone? All of you are so scholarly. Apaham. No one? No. Okay, Apohanam. It's similar, right? Apohan. Have you heard Apohanam?
Apohanam cha there in a verse.
Sarvasya cha iti sarvasya.
मतस्मृति ज्ञानम अपमोहनम च वेदैश्च सर्वैः अहम एव वेदो वेदांतकृत वेदवित् एव च अहम.
Yes, yes. That's quite. So basically, Hanam or Ham refers to destruction. Hanti na hanyate hanyamane sharire. So Kali kalmasha apaham destroys or diminishes the Kali kalmasha. And the bad dreams also Kali du swapana. Du means bad, the durachar. Swapna is dream. Nasha is destruction. So if anyone gets bad dreams, this is the best remedy. This is scriptures give Krishna conscious remedies to every problem. So this is very good. So okay, so now we'll move on to the next verse. Yatha anu kirtayanti etat shreyas kama dvijatyah shuchayaha pratir utthaya duswapnadi upashantaye. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Adhir Charanarvind Bhaktivedanta Swami Śrīla Prabhupada Ki Jai. Therefore, after getting up from the bed in the morning, those who desire their own welfare, especially the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and in particular the Brahmana Vaishnavas, should chant this narration as it is, without deviation, to counteract the troubles of bad dreams. So again, bad dreams is coming here. Dushwapna, the same word, Dushwapna, bad dream. Du means bad, Swapna is dreams. Okay, purport. Every verse in the Vedic literature, especially in the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and Bhagavad Gita, is a Vedic mantra. Here the words Yatha Anukirtayanti are used to recommend that this literature be presented as it is. Unscrupulous persons, however, deviate from the actual narration and interpret the text in their own way, grammatical jugglery. Such deviations are to be avoided. This is a Vedic injunction supported by Shukadeva Goswami, one of the Mahajans or authorities. He says, Yatha Anukirtayanti. One should recite the mantra as it is, without deviation, for then one will be eligible to rise to the platform of all good fortune. Shukadeva Goswami especially recommends that those who are Brahmanas, Shuchayaha, recite all these mantras after rising from the bed in the morning. Because of sinful activities, at night we have bad dreams, which are very troublesome. Indeed, Maharaj Yudhishthira was obliged to see hell because of a slight deviation from the devotional service of the Lord. Therefore, dushwapna, bad dreams, occur because of sinful activities. A devotee sometimes accepts a sinful person as his disciple, and to counteract the sinful reactions he accepts from the disciple, he has to see a bad dream. Nonetheless, the spiritual master is so kind that in spite of having bad dreams due to sinful disciple, he accepts this troublesome business for the deliverance of the victims of Kali Yuga. After initiation, therefore, a disciple should be extremely careful not to commit again sinful act that might cause difficulties for himself and the spiritual master. Before the deity, before the fire, before the spiritual master, and before the Vaishnavas, the honest disciple promises to refrain from all the sinful activity. Therefore, he must not again commit sinful acts and thus create a troublesome situation. Hare Krishna. So, Yatha Anukirtan. Prabhupada is emphasizing on this word that basically follow as it is. Or parampara, this parampara system. We just read the verse in Bhagavad Gita, Evam parampara praptham. That we have to just repeat what we have heard from the disciplic succession, not concoct this. And then Shreyas Kama Dujuttamaha. Shuchaha Pratar Uthaya. Pratar Uthaya means Uthaya is referring to get up from the sleep. After waking up in the morning, Prata, not late waking up. Jaldi uthna sabko. So getting up early is very, very important for spiritual progress. And because well begin is half done. Morning time, Brahma Muhurta hours is very, very essential. This is the verdict of all the holy scriptures. And anyone who wants to make sincere spiritual progress must get up early. At least try to get up early, and Krishna will help. So, and what should we do after getting up? Start with the work, go to office, or open Facebook, or open Gmail, or open this and that to see who has messaged me in the night. Sometimes I do that. I'm just speaking to myself to see, okay, let's see what all messages I got in the night. Because now we are living in a global world. We have friends in India, family, and this and that. And we should not do that early morning. I'm just repeating to myself. Sometimes I'm guilty of doing that, especially after getting up. I mean, is it something which can wait? Probably yes. 99.99% the answer is yes. It can wait for 3-4 hours. Correct? Most of you would say yes. It's not that if I don't answer that right there and then, the world will be on fire, right? That's not going to happen. But after getting up, we should absorb our consciousness in chanting these holy mantras, whether it is Gajendra Stuti. We have that easily available these days. If we don't even remember, we should try to remember some verses which we are trying to learn. But if we can't remember all the verses, at least we can play that on our, we have smartphones and whatever. Even if we are doing our morning duties, we can continue to play some Brahma Samhita or prayers of Prahlad, prayers of Nourishing Arti, things like that. So our morning is surcharged with that spiritual, divine words of great souls. That will really help. Or we can hear some class of Prabhupada, or we can hear some kirtan, anything transcendental sound vibration. But specifically, coming back to this verse, one who hears this will be free from bad dreams. Bad dreams come because of bad activities. Very simple, either thinking, feeling, willing. And Prabhupada is reflecting that sometimes a spiritual master may get bad dreams because of the bad conduct of a disciple, because the spiritual master is accepting the disciple and accepting the sinful reaction. Why? Because of his magnanimity, because of his merciful nature. So as a disciple, we should be very, very careful. The Gurudev is very, very merciful, accepting a sinful rascal like me as a disciple. But that I should be very, very careful in my part to not commit more sinful activities and cause more pain to my spiritual master. So this is very, very important. Before the deity and before all the fire, before the Guru, one is taking a vow that I will not do these bad things and I will chant these holy names. But often it is seen, sometimes it is seen that by not following the vows, the spiritual master also gets a reaction. Therefore, the point is one should not hurry for initiation. One should be strongly fixed. At the same time, even after initiation means just the beginning. Initiation does not mean the goal. Initiation means The word initiate means to start, to officially start. Of course, bhakti has already started for those who are chanting or helping in any way connected to Krishna consciousness by reading Prabhupada's books. But initiation means official starting. It's not the goal. Initiation means, okay, now I have attained the goal. That's not the case. So one should be very, very careful. Prabhupada is writing, a devout disciple should be extremely careful not to commit again those sinful acts, which will cause difficulty not only for the guru, but oneself also. So one should be very careful. It is serious business. Any other comments or questions anyone has? Any additions?
Prabhu, you said the first word and the verse, it starts from Apohanam cha, you remembered. But then before that you said there's another verse with Apohanam, no, Avahanam, and that verse is?
That verse is, I'm not able to recollect probably now.
It's okay. You can tell us later, Prabhu. It's okay. I didn't mean to break up your flow. I just thought I'll remind you.
Thank you. Any other comments or additions? Oh yes, now I got that. Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kavibhiriditam kalmashapaham. Kalmashapaham. Instruction. This is a Gopi Geet, and
Thank you.
So you may have, or at least this is the amongst the Gopi Geets, this is sung most often. And hearing the glories of the Supreme Lord and His devotees by the great souls, Kavibhit Iditham, we will be freed from all the kalmash, kalmashapaham. So this apaham comes there, and in multiple other places as well. Okay. Let's read the next verse. Anyone who has not yet read?
I can read.
Yes, please.
Hare Krishna Buddhist, downward pranam, all goes to Srila Prabhupada, text 16. Idam aho horiyo prito Gajendram kuru sattamam Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam sarvabhutanam sarvabhutamaya vibhu. Translation by His Divine Grace is Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation. O best of the Kuru dynasty, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the super soul of everyone, being thus pleased, addressed Gajendra in the presence of everyone there. He spoke the following blessings. Back to Guruji.
Very nice. Thank you, Prabhu. So what does the word everywhere, everyone refer to here? Yes.
All the demigods.
Demigods, yes. Anyone else?
Asita, Devala, Vyasa, etc. Rishis are also there, some of them.
Yes, the demigods are present and the rishis are present. So basically, they all come to see this, and we discussed that how they were offering flowers when this Leela was completed. That means when Gajendra was delivered, they all showered flowers. And I think Lord Shiva, yes, Lord Shiva is present. The sages, the Gandharva, Text number 1 explains this topic. When the Lord delivered Gajendra, king of the elephants, all the demigods, sages, Gandharvas headed by Brahma and Shiva praised the activity of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and showered flowers upon both the Lord and the Gajendra. So that's everyone. Basically, a lot of great personalities are present to witness this great pastime of the Lord. And now, what's happening? The devotee was talking to the Lord. Gajendra was speaking the prayers. And now the Lord is speaking to Gajendra, his blessings. So let's see what the Supreme Lord spoke to Gajendra. This is a set of multiple verses. Who would like to read this? Anyone who has not read? A lot of Sanskrit here.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I can try.
Yes.
Yes. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Ye Mam Tvam Sha Saraschedam Giri Kandaram Kananam Vetra Kichaka Venunam Gulmani Shurapadapan Shingani Mani Dishnyani Brahmanomi Shivasya Cha Shirodam Mi Priyam Dama Svetadvipam Chabashwaram Shrivatsam Kaustubam Malam Gadam Kaumodahi Mama Sudarshana Panchachanyam Shuparnam Patakeshwaram Sesham Cha Matkalam Sukshmam Shriyam Devi Mat Ashrayam Brahmanam Naradam Rishim Bhavam Prakhradam Evacha Matsya Kurma Varahadvi Avatare Kirtanimi Karmani Ananta Punyani Suryam Somam Hutashanam Pranavam Satyam Avyaktam Govipran Dharmam Avyayam Dakshayanir Dharmapatni Soma Kashyapur Api Gangam Saraswatim Nandam Kalindim Sitavaranam Dhruvam Brahma Rishi Sapta Punya Shlogascha Manavan Uttyapara Ratrante Prayata Sushma Hitaha Smaranti Mama Rupani Mushante To Mahasho Kilat. Translation by His Divine Grace A.S.L. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, freed from all sinful reactions are those who rise from bed at the end of night, early in the morning, and fully concentrate their minds with great attention upon my form, your form, this lake, this mountain, these caves, the gardens, the cane plants, the bamboo plants, the celestial trees, the residential quarters of me, Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, the 3 peaks of Trikuta mountain made of gold, silver, and iron, my very placing abode, the ocean of milk, the white island Svetadvipa, which is always brilliant with spiritual rays, my mark of Srivatsa, the Kaustuba gem, my Vaijayanti garland, my club, Kaumodaki, my Sudarshan disc, and Panchachanya conch shell, my bearer, Garuda, the king of the birds, my bed, Seshanaga, my expansion of energy, the goddess of fortune, Lord Brahma, Narada Muni, Lord Shiva, Prahalada, my incarnations like Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, my unlimited all auspicious activities, which yield pity to he who hears them, the sun, the moon, fire, the mantra Omkara, the absolute truth, the total material energy, the cows and brahmanas, devotional service, the wives of Soma and Kashyapa, who are all daughters of King Daksha, the rivers Ganga, Saraswati, Nanda, and Yamuna, Kalindi, the elephant Airavata, Dhruv Maharaj, the 7 rishis, and the pious human beings. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Nicely reading this set of verses. Now, the Supreme Lord is speaking these verses. So, what is the essence? Whoever remembers the beautiful form of the Lord, so a lot of details are mentioned. So, Krishna and anything in connection to Krishna, whether it is his names, whether it is his form, whether it is his abode, Vrindavan Dham, or whether it is his great devotees like Narada, Prahlada, Shiva, etc., whether it is his these holy rivers. River Ganga is said to be Supreme Lord in liquid form. So anything connected with the Supreme Lord is not material. It is transcendental. So whoever remembers the Supreme Lord, his form, name, form, qualities, activities, deities and avatars and Matsya, Kurma, etc., or his great devotees, or the holy rivers, or even these celestial trees, and thinking about Krishna, basically everything should help us to remind us that this is an energy of the Supreme Lord. Even the golden peaks, a pure devotee sees in everything in a Krishna conscious way. Like how we actually read that, how Srila Prabhupada was thinking in the purport when the Apsaras came in the valleys and the lakes of the Trikuta mountain. Their fragrance would make the waters more fragrant. So I mean, the Apsaras, generally people put some deo spray to make their body fragrant, or some perfume or something. But the Apsaras would touch the water and the water would get more fragrant. So how beautiful and great they must be. At that very point, Prabhupada is thinking, oh, these Apsaras are a million times beautiful than the Miss World of this planet, of the earth. So it's like Prabhupada said that the Miss World of this planet would be like frog in front of the heavenly damsels. And those heavenly damsels are like frog in front of the Vaikuntha-vasis. And the gopis are a million times more beautiful. And then the topmost among this is Radharani. So Prabhupada is immediately thinking of Vrindavan and the Supreme Lord at that point. So that's the nature of great soul, that one thinks of Supreme Lord and his different, and connects everything to him. So that's very healthy. That will make one free from all the sinful reactions. So in the morning, basically, especially getting up in the morning, we should again, we can have our set of prayers, or we can chant different prayers, or we can chant some bhajan, or we can chant some holy name, or we can chant arti, or so anything besides the mundane gossip of WhatsApp and Facebook and Gmail and email. Anything is better than that. Anything Krishna conscious. Any other comments? And the Supreme Lord is directly saying, what should we do when we get up? Right? I mean, there could be nothing as clear as this. Krishna directly saying that that's how our day should begin. Any other comments or questions, additions?
So is there any significance to why Krishna is mentioning wives of Kashyapa and Soma? Just curious.
Sun, moon. These are the wives or the daughters of King Daksha. Yeah, so these were the daughters of Daksha, who were basically, as far as my understanding is concerned, they were very instrumental in helping execute Lord's plan to expand this world. So they're doing this service. And of course, this list is not all exclusive, but yeah, these are some of the important personalities. It's not that if someone thinks of Lord Ram or Lord Jagannath, it's not good, but yeah, all the great personalities. Anything connected to Krishna is, whether it is Lord Jagannath's bhajan or Ram's bhajan or Lord Matsya Avtaras or Gopi Geet or Gajendra Stuti or Prahlad Stuti or Dhruva Stuti, anything is great. But yeah, these are mentioned here. That's my tiny understanding. Want to add to that, Mataji? Or any other Vaishnavas? Okay, we'll move on then. Text number 25. Anyone wants to read, please?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
You didn't get a chance this week, Prabhu?
Not yet, Prabhuji.
Oh, Krishna. And I'm certainly going to help.
Oh. Hare Krishna devotees, Dandava Pranam, all goes to you. Imam Sutvante Aninatna Pratibhuya Nisataya Tesam Pranitya Chaham Dadami Vipulam Gatim. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. My dear devotee, on to those who rise from bed at the end of night and offer me with prayers offered by you, I give an eternal residence in the spiritual world at the end of their lives. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Wow, that's wonderful. So this is the third time actually, which is first Shukdev Goswami said the first Shruti, and the Lord is repeating the same thing. Guru Sadhu Shastra. Right? So again and again, this point is coming that after getting up from the bed at the end of night, Prataruthaya, Prati Buddhe, Nisha, Nisha is night, right? So those who do that, what do they do? Stuvanti, stava, stuvanti. So stava is basically like a prayer. So stava mala, garland of prayers, right? You may have heard stava mala. Mala is garland. Pushpa mala is garland of flowers. Mala is basically garland. It can be garland of anything. Garland of prayers. Moti mala, garland of motis. So stava mala. So we can have, like a garland of prayers and put it every morning. So some prayers from Bhagavad Gita, some prayers from Gajendra, some prayers from Dhruva, some prayers from Prahlad Maharaj, whatever. I'm not so intelligent to remember all the prayers. I don't have that much brain or to remember. But even if it is 1, 2, 5, 10, whatever, we can make a short diary, we can write on a page, we can write on a flashcard, whatever. If we, or maybe whatever way, there are so many ways to remember. But basically the point is that we should remember or offer prayers to the Supreme Lord every day, morning. That should be the first business. and of course to the spiritual master, because we reached Kṛṣṇa through Guru. So before going to bed and after getting from bed, the day should end with Kṛṣṇa, the day should begin with Kṛṣṇa. The day should end with Guru, the day should begin with Guru. So, and to such a person, what will happen? That person will get what? Dadami Vipulam Gatim. Vipul Prabhu, what's the meaning of your name? Did you know that?
So Bipul means large, big, enormous.
Mm-hmm. So what is the biggest? Vipulam.
Eternal.
The
Eternal.
biggest thing, the best thing. So Dadami Vipulam Gatim. Gati is destination. So Kṛṣṇa is saying, I will give that person Dadami Vipulam Gatim. The topmost thing, the best thing, the eternal, the unlimited. And that is what? Back home, back to Godhead, spiritual world. It's unlimited, it's eternal, it's Satchidananda. So, any other comments, questions? It's a very nice line actually. Tesham prana taye atyaye. So now one may wonder if every day one is chanting or remembering these prayers. So for us, every day after getting up from bed, we should chant holy names after doing our bathing and all. So if one is doing every day, then Kṛṣṇa is promising Tesham prana ataye chaham, that it's not that Kṛṣṇa is at the end of life you didn't remember me. If one is in, let's say, in some medical situation, one is not able to do. But if one has daily performed one sadhana, so Kṛṣṇa is assuring, I will certainly take that person back home, back to God. If someone has regularly chanted the holy name, regularly offered prayers unto me, then Kṛṣṇa is assuring, I will give him the topmost destination. There's a nice verse in one of the Puranas. Yadi kafvat dosh, yadi kafvat adi doshena, madbhakta chana mam smaret, aham smarami madbhakta, nayami paramam gatim. Very, very similar kind of. The param gatim is coming there, the topmost destination. So what that means, kapha pitta, there are multiple doshas. Someone may have cough problems, someone may have diabetes problems, someone may have high blood pressure, someone could be in coma, someone could die in a car accident, someone could die in water, someone could die in, it could be 1,000 different ways, right? But if that person, na smarami, yadi kafvat dosh adina, mad bhakta na mam smaret, that person is not able to remember Kṛṣṇa because of that medical situation or whatever situation. So Kṛṣṇa is saying, aham smarami mad bhakta, but I'm not prone to forgetfulness. The jiva is prone to forgetfulness. I will remember my devotee. Aham smarami mad bhakta. And nayami, lekar jaunga usko. Kaha? Param gati. Vidadami vipulam gati. So nayami param gati. Same line. The last line is same. Exactly. That's the promise of Kṛṣṇa. That's the vow. So if one does daily, if we do our part, Kṛṣṇa will do his part. The Supreme, this is the word of the Supreme Lord. Any other comments or additions here? Any questions before we read the last verse of this section and chapter? Okay, last verse. Anyone wants to read?
Yeah, I can read this.
Yes, please.
Hare Krishna devotees. Text 26. Sri Shuka Uvacha iti adasya rishikesa pradamaya maya jarajottamam prasyan Arshyan Vibhutan Nikam Aruraha Kaga Deepam. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Sri Sukadeva Goswami continued, after giving this instruction, the Lord, who is known as Rishikesha, bugled with his Panchajanya conch shell. In this way, pleasing all the demigods, headed by Lord Brahma. Then he mounted the back of his carrier, Garuda. Purport. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purports of the 8th canto, 4th chapter of the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam entitled Gajendra Returns to the Spiritual World. Thank you, Prabhu. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Ravi Prabhuji. So this chapter is coming to a sweet closing. Iti Adishya, Adesh. Okay. So Rishikesha. Everyone knows the meaning of Rishikesha? Raise your hand if you know the meaning of Rishikesha. Who knows the verse with the word Rishikesha?
Who
Hare
Who?
Krishna
satisfy the
Prabhu.
senses?
Panchajanyam Rishikesho Devadattam Dhananjaya Ondram Dadmo Mahashankam Bhimakarma Rukodara.
Very nice, Mataji. Thank you. Anyone else? The famous verse from Bhakti Rasamrita.
Rishikena Rishikesha, but I am trying to still remember front and back.
Very nice. Sarva upadhi vinirmukta tat paratvena nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhaktir uttamam. Uttam bhakti is to engage our senses in the service of the master of the senses. That's topmost bhakti. Thank you. Very nice. Mataji and Kirti Mataji and Rakesh Prabhu. So Rishikesha word is used here. The Supreme Lord played his conch shell. What's the name of his conch shell?
Panchajanya.
Panchajanya. Nice. What's the name of his club?
Kaumudiki.
Kaumudiki. We just read. We just read in the big multiple section verse. So all the demigods, everyone was very, very happy, pleased, and the Lord takes his Garuda, and this sweet chapter comes to a sweet ending. Just to quickly sum up this chapter, very, very high level. Now let me take it in the form of a short quiz. So, who was crocodile in his previous life? Type in the answer in the chat box. Who was the crocodile in the previous life? Let's see. Yeah, he was the Gandharva Hoho. Very nice. And what did he do wrong? Because he was cursed by. So, what did he do wrong? Yeah, so he used to go underwater and pull the legs because the rishis were doing Gayatri in water, etc. He would go underwater and pull the legs like a crocodile. So then Devala Rishi said, okay, you are acting like a crocodile, so be it. And who was Gajendra in his previous life? And what was he? Why was he cursed? He was king Indradumna, king of Pandya or Dravida Desha. in the South India province. He did not welcome Agastya. Yeah, unknowingly, because he was completely in trance, he unknowingly did not welcome, or unintentionally did not welcome Agastya Muni. So at that point, was the king active duty, or was he retired? Was still doing the
Retired.
retired. Yes. Where did he go after retirement? Anyone knows that? Where did he go?
Malaya Mountain.
Malaya Mountain. Nice. Okay, a quick summary here, some of the key lessons. That the curse of a great soul is not a curse, it is a blessing. Whether the Devala's curse to, okay, Rishi Devala's curse to crocodile, or the Agastya Muni curse to King Indradyumna. Bhakti is never lost, and Prabhupada clearly mentions better than attaining 1,000 lifetime as Gandharva, it's better to have one life as crocodile and then go back home. Same with Indradyumna. He may have been in that state for God knows how many lifetimes, but by getting that curse is like a blessing. So devotees don't wish bad for anyone. That does not mean that you should curse others. Of course, I'm not a devotee, so who am I to curse or even speak ill about others? But as a lesson is, if someone speaks harsh words to us, how do I react? How did Narad Muni reacted? How did Chitraketu react? How did Indradyumna react? How did Parikshit Maharaj react? Although they had the strength and the power to counter curse or to nullify, but they did not do that. No tit for tat, but tolerate that. Tattenu kampam susamikshamana. Bhagavatam 10:14-8. Prabhupada is quoting that multiple times. And we discussed the past lives through the form of questions. That's explained in the text number 7 to 13. And then Gajendra, that verse, which all of you must have learned by now. Gajendro Bhagavat Sparshat Vimukto Ajnana Bandhanat. What happens then? Prapta Bhagavat Rupa Pitavasas Chaturbhujaha. So we spend quite a significant time, so you can learn that if not yet, and try to sing every day morning. Same, you can learn some of the prayers from chapter 3. We have discussed 2, 3 in more detail, which are easier. At least you can learn some of those, and we can learn some of those and continue to recite every day, knowing very well 3 times. 3 times in this chapter, the first Shruti is mentioned. Text number 14 explained by Shukdev Goswami, and 15 and 16 onwards spoken by the Lord himself. So the Lord himself is telling the glories of his devotees, of anything connected to Krishna. So we should get up in the morning and chant nice prayers to glorify the Supreme Lord, his devotees, his form, his paraphernalia, his Bhagavad Gita, His Holiness Radha Govind Maharaj, and all these great souls, and then Gaur Govind Maharaj. They would read Bhagavatam at sometimes 2 a.m., just be absorbed 2-3 hours every day. So, of course, our dear Srila Prabhupada would be transcribing whole night, dictating whole night practically. So reading Bhagavatam, even if it is one verse, we can start our day with one verse. Or if we have some set of verses, we can just, what we have learned, we can repeat those. Even while bathing, we can repeat. Even while brushing, we can mentally repeat or hear. So there are multiple ways in this day and age And this is all recommended by the Supreme Lord directly here. So, and Indradyumna welcomed Agastya's curse. That text number 11 and 12 mentioned. He did not say bad words back. Noted for that. Tolerate that. He had the strength. He had the ability. But the greatness is to accept that nothing can happen without Lord's plan. So why should I interfere in Lord's plan? This great soul Agastya Muni is speaking something. It is for my benefit only. It's very hard to come to that state and take that. And also we discussed that a disciple should be very, very careful and not make offenses or not do wrong things which Guru Maharaj would not like, whether it is gross or subtle. Gross things stopping is easier, that not eating fish, etc. Gross, things are easier, but subtle things are more difficult. Cooperation, unity, harmony, not desiring for name, fame, recognition, etc. Being kind, tolerating. These are a little more difficult. But one who does, Krishna says, what will one get? Vipulam gatim. Dadami vipulam gatim. It's the Lord's promise. He will get the topmost destination, that is back home, back to Godhead. And then the Lord goes from the scene. Any other? Already it's over time, but any closing comments or questions anyone has?
Prabhuji, one question about Panchajanya. We know the story where Krishna gets Panchajanya when he goes and kills a demon, when he tries to get Sandipani Muni, his teacher's son, back. But here we see Lord Hari is bringing Panchajanya. So how can we understand?
Again, these are eternal. These are eternal, cyclical. This question has come. Similar questions have come. Cyclical. And even ordinary person can have 5 phones. The Lord can have multiple Panchajanyas. Right? And do that Leela and take that again, because his pastimes are happening in there's so many planets, so many incarnations, so many Manvantara avatars. So it's unlimited and cyclical. But yeah, whenever the conch shell comes, the word Panchajanya comes. As in Bhagavad Gita also, Mataji shared that nice sloka.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Okay, anything else, anyone?
Yeah, there's one other thing on text 24 near the end. There's another elephant that's mentioned. Elephant, Ayurvata.
Airavata, yeah.
The significant, there must be some significance. I don't know.
Yeah, he is the carrier of Indra. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, amongst the elephants, I am the Airavat. Right? There's a verse, amongst the elephants, I am the Airavat. He's the carrier of Indra.
Okay.
So, special elephant.
Okay, thank you. Famous. Yeah.
I also wanted to share something with everyone. These two, our dear Babu Kunayan Prabhu made these very nice notes based on yesterday's discussion that, if I understand it correctly, first of all, I was amazed, wow, these are amazing notes. How you did that? It's so clear and crisp. So His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu was mentioning in his recent talk about Srila Prabhupada's disappearance day that devotees are like scientists. They should collaborate and do research. So it is the right thing to try to go deeper, understand these things deeper, and And in a forum like this, we're all trying to understand better, share with each other. This is very good. I'm so grateful to all of you. But the point Prabhuji was making here that, okay, there are multiple kinds of people, good, poor, criminal, normal, rich, etc. And if someone is helping poor and trying to solve their temporary problems, it's only acting on a limited number of people, correct? And it's not solving the root cause. So maybe Babu Prabhu, you only explain your nice notes nicely, otherwise I will do injustice.
Sure, Prabhuji.
I can't hear you. Yeah, that's good now.
Is it audible, Prabhu?
Yes, good.
Yeah, Prabhu. So what I did is there are two scenarios I represented. Now, this is the scenario one, where people helping other people. So what I took as example is I have taken the community of 100 people. It has different kind of people like poor, ill, criminal, and good people as well as leader. And so I also distributed the number of people there. And when we analyze the reason for illness, so I have listed down the major reasons. Either it can be due to the stress, or there may be no attachment to the result or final fruit, or they may be ill because of accident, or maybe somebody hurted them, or it may be because of food habits, or because of peer pressure. Finally, they are not aware of Kṛṣṇa consciousness. So these are the major reasons I felt people are ill because of these reasons. Similarly, for reason for poor, so as well as if you scroll down, Prabhu. So reason for poor is first thing is they are not performing their duties, and other thing is either somebody might be good, but because of someone might have cheated them, they might have lost their money and they are poor. And similarly, some of the rich people, they want to achieve the materialistic goal, they are not giving opportunity to poor people. And definitely corrupted leader, it's not giving opportunity to people to grow. And at the same time, they are not aware of Kṛṣṇa consciousness. So these are the two components I took, and based on it, these are the major reasons. So there was discussion yesterday that why people has to there was discussion happened that it's better to serve the people who are poor or ill. Why not? Why to spend to Kṛṣṇa consciousness? So even if the person if you are supporting a poor people or people who are ill, that issue will be solved temporarily. But after a few days, the poor people will continue to be poor because they are not doing their duty, or because of corruption in the society, they are not able to grow. Similarly, ill people also, they will go back to again materialistic goal, go with the peer pressure and all those components. So it will not solve the root problem. So that is what I mentioned as conclusion here. Similarly, I have created scenario 2 where we can. Yeah, but we want to add anything, Prabhu?
Great. No, continue.
Yeah. Similarly, I took scenario 2. Why Kṛṣṇa consciousness is important. So I took similar kind of community where various kinds of people are there. I mentioned the similar reason for illness as well as reason for poor. So in this scenario 2, what we are projecting is, instead of helping the ill and poor people, if we spread the Kṛṣṇa consciousness throughout all the community, so what will happen after few days? So there won't be any stress related to materialistic goal, because of that lot of illness is happening, lifestyle diseases, all those things, it will not be there. And people also will not attach to the food, so a lot of obesity related issues will not be there, and people will not hurt anyone when they are in the Kṛṣṇa consciousness. And definitely great leaders will be there, and the opportunity will be distributed across, and people will perform their duties, because in the Krishna consciousness we are saying we have to perform our duties. That is one of the primary objective that they will do, so there won't be any poor will be there. And major component is the next generation will be very good and healthy, and this will solve the the problem as a permanent. So that is what I try to depict it here. Thanks.
Very nice. If everyone is Krishna conscious, that's Vaikuntha. That's great. So thank you for so nicely and analytically using our intelligence which God has given us to solve the real problems of life. That's amazing. Because the root cause of all problems is lack of Krishna consciousness. So, and if we share Krishna consciousness, so the poverty or the bad things like murdering, criminals, the root cause is lack of Krishna consciousness. Everything we can connect to that. So thank you for root cause analysis.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll pause here, and tomorrow we'll do the Gopashtami discussion, and day after Her Grace Narayani Mataji will be in class. We'll post about that. And Sunday we'll begin the new chapter, that is chapter 5. Okay, so thank you so much. Kantra Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Radha Damodar ki jai, Shri Srila Damodar ki jai, Shri Kartik Mas ki jai, Shri Tulsi Maharani ki jai, Samaveta Gaura Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namo. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.